Okay, thank you for giving me the mic. I hope to hold on to the mic for the next 15 minutes. So I am Charles Aigwana, the Executive Secretary of the Institute for Work and Family Integration. I'll be delivering the keynote address on the effect of digital technology in work-family balance and well-being in commemoration of this Day of the Families. I will be guided by the objectives set by United Nations on the observances of this International Day, highlighting areas like the growing potential of information and communication technologies, warn against the negative impacts of new technologies on children and families, demonstrate the importance of family-oriented policies and programs, and finally, share good practices in harnessing digital technologies. Let's set the basis for our discussion. Work, family, these are dominant spheres of every man's life, and they are both connected with each other. The family is such that it refreshes one for work, and then the work is a place where one gets experience and gain means of livelihood to take care of the family. So these are both interconnected. But in the changing world of work, first, globalization, and as such, you can be in Nigeria, Lagos, and be working in different parts of the world, as it were. You can have customers in other parts of the world. So this has led to the disappearance of this 8 to 5 boundary, as it were. So we have no fixed, but rather continuous schedule. There's also the evolving family and social structures, which drives employees' needs, perceptions, and expectations from each individual. And then finally, the technological devices, software, these are becoming increasingly cheap and for some even free. And this generates work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. And then COVID struck. With COVID, there was a compulsory working from home. And the question I ask really is that, are we working from home now, or we are leaving from work? Because the boundary seemed to have been blurred. So there's a lot of demands on the family and demands of work, and this seems to put us on the balance. Hence, we need to struggle to maintain that balance, as it were. Why? Because we're in an integrated world. So achieving success at home and success at work requires this deliberate, habitual effort that is guided by set values and principles. So there are stressors from work and stressors from family, and conflict between work and family. Talk about the spillover effect, the crossover effect, as you will have it. And the consequences of this stress and conflict have been well established in research at the organizational level, at the family level, and the societal level. Even more than research, each person feels the consequences of this work-family conflict. Hence, the need for us to strive for a balance, or as the new term goes, an integration between these two spheres. Then, digital technology. Digital technology, the digital world is full of its possibilities and also worry for the family. To conclude my keynote address, I will pose 4 questions and provide answers to these 4 questions. First is, how can digital technology impede work-family balance? Second, we look at how can a 9-to-5 job mother or father achieve work-family balance in this digital age. Then we look at the measures parents can put to improve online safety for their children. And then finally, how can employees, you and I, carry out our duties in a country like ours, Nigeria, with all its challenges? So let's start with the first, on how we can achieve, how digital technology impede work-family balance. For this, we'll say that we need to harness the positive aspects of these trends in technology and then to counteract their negative facets. Now, the prolonged COVID-19 pandemic demonstrated the importance of digital technologies for work. So we talk about the new normal. We're having more effective meetings, we had more effective workplace, and we could combine many activities together. In fact, you could have 10 meetings a day, one after the other. And going forward in this new normal is that there's certainly going to be a hybrid, even if we are now, we come to our workplace, but there's going to be a hybrid of all this. So these new technologies may pose challenges, but have great potential to empower parents for the well-being of their families. Then we also look at expectations. There's increased expectations from the employers and colleagues, as well as an increase in workload and a sense of never being off duty. And the negative impact on family life has also been well recognized, specifically that technology can lengthen the working day, encroaching on family life, leading to conflict with family members. So what really matters is really our attitude towards technology and our level of self-control. That will lead us to the next topic of how can a 9-to-5 job mother or father achieve work-life balance in this digital age. First of all, there's a growing concern over the rising level of parental burnout, which can indeed be linked to long-term negative impact on child well-being. There's also this field of innovative technologies just seem to be growing daily, but to know that they have the potential to empower parents to meet their obligations successfully. And in times of COVID, with things of children learning from home, parents working at the same time, working from home, both parents working from home, it showed us that there has to be continuous learning on our own part to be on top of our game as fulfilling our duties as parents. Then the employees really, and there's a belief that they are being monitored by their employers via technology. And that alone itself is sufficient for them to behave as if they were being monitored, further increasing their stress. So what is the toolkit we need to achieve this work-life balance? First is that we need to let go of self-guilt to when we switch off, for example, not to feel bad that, okay, no, no, it's time to switch off, time to switch off. So create no-fly zones in your family, as in the devices are not brought to the bed, devices are not brought to the dining room, and then from this time we switch off. And you need to switch off physically and also mentally. Then we need to learn how to use time-saving hacks. Anything you're doing with technology that is taking you like 5 steps, know that there's a 2-step method to doing it. And to know that there are several activities that can be combined. You could be commuting and attending, listening in a meeting. There are so many things that can be combined. So we have to learn, use some time-saving act. And then childcare, childcare providers that we can trust. Our parents are always one example that can provide childcare for us. And then open communication with your manager. Let your manager always know what you're going through, how you're managing your work-family balance, and then to see the support you can get. And to reduce time wasters. Technology, fine, but not all of it is work. Some are distraction and time wasters. Then we also have to reconnect with our spouse, because this emotional support is something that is necessary for our own well-being. And then to create special and meaningful family activities and defend those activities. Then to stay organized, to use calendars, plan ahead, list to do things and all that. And housework, learn to share housework. Get the kids to get tasks to do, get your spouse to get tasks to do. And then finally, say yes to less as a rule, and then to lower your expectations, because at times many of our issues are self-imposed on us because of the expectations we have. Then we move now to the measures parents can put in place to improve online safety for their children. So what is really there online? What are the dangers? We have cyberbullying, pornography, fake news, internet fraud, sexting, sexual harassment, and all that. So the options to protect your children include parental control, apps, and tracking software. And the most effective way actually is to keep your kids safe, is to talk with them about online risks, how to avoid them, and how they can and they should know that they can come to you to speak about when something goes wrong. It's the parents' duty actually to limit our kids' screen time and set boundaries for inappropriate content and make sure your children stick to it. More concretely, let's keep our children's computer in a common area in the home where we can monitor the activity. Let us check their browser history frequently. Let us use security software or tools. Let us activate the privacy features through our browser, as we have from our different ISP. Know what other computers or devices that your kids are using, and then know your children's password. Most importantly, you have to watch for changes in your children's behavior that may indicate cyberbullying or contact with online sexual predator. To end on a final note is that how can we really do our duties living in a place like Nigeria where we have our own challenges? Lack of data devices, poor internet. I started this meeting off very high spirits. All of a sudden I was just thrown out, after I thought I got the third and tested most reliable internet option. Epileptic power supply, low income, literacy, and all that. Even to look at the schools. We talk about the schools and we're talking about learning from home. Okay, maybe you are judging from where we are living here in VI or in Lekki, but vast majority of people are in public schools. They don't even have furniture to start with. Not to talk of let's give them devices and all that. So we have these our own unique challenges which we have to overcome because we are creating the next generator of citizens, and then we cannot afford to not be able to compete globally. So this is just leading the discourse because we're going to continue to drill into all these aspects and to know that the wellness, the well-being is actually comes from when we're able to integrate our work and family very well using digital technologies or combating the effect of digital technologies as the case may be. So that brings me to the end of my presentation, Chinelo. I kept to time, I guess, so that we can get to the panel.